to the shipyard. It's been a while, hasn't it? How are you doing? All right, thanks.
I don't know if it was just me, but that sounded like a massive hint of sarcasm in that introduction.
Speaking to our audience of millions.
What are you doing?
Well, yes, we are otherwise occupied. If you listen to the Custard TV podcast, where you can hear me on occasion, you'll have heard me talking about it almost weekly. So no, it's not quite that much. But yes, I've talked about it. We have been busy with other real life stuff, which is not fun, most of it. Thankfully, it seems to have calmed down a bit. And so here we are, continuing with our A to Z of shipyard A to Z.
A to Z of TV programs with ships in it. So what? Yeah, so far we've done. What did we do for A? We did Ashes for Ashes. So clearly, it's been so long we've lost the art of speaking. We've done Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what we've done. But it's been that long. What did we do for B?
I think what B was.
It's going so well.
I'm gonna have to look it up on my phone. I can't remember what we did for B. That's shocking.
Oh my goodness, it was clearly a popular choice.
Yeah, we really loved it.
So D was the Durrells.
Yeah. C was called the Midwife.
C was called the Midwife, which we watched live. Oh my god, that was like so tense watching that, because neither of us knew what was going to happen. It was it was a good way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
B was
the big one.
Of course it was. Oh, Sandy and Mike.
Yes, we love the big one. We're possibly.
I think you have the same birthday as Mike McShane.
Oh, that's nice. So, yeah, we're planning to go through the A to Z at whatever rate suits us.
Yeah, it was meant to be one a fortnight, because there's 26 fortnights, so 52 weeks in a year. So every fortnight would have been 26. It would have been an A to Z. So we've literally got to June, almost in July, and we've done 4. So it's going to be all or nothing. So we're probably going to hit like September, October, and probably like 7 in one go.
Yes. If you know, maybe the person listening to this is listening to it 2 years down the road when we have done full A to Z. And we've gone back and gone through the whole playlist. Well, good luck.
And let's hope 2024 is better than this shit show that's 2022, quite frankly. Yes. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's hope we've actually got affordable petrol. No, you know what? Scrap that. We're not going to talk politics. We're going to talk ships. And so, are you going to discuss what we're going to watch? Because this is a classic that I used to love this show.
So we had talked about doing Ed. However, we would need to watch it twice because we've never seen Ed. So for us to understand anything that's happening, so we said, just to make life a bit easier for us, we've gone for ER, which I suppose in a way
classic.
Is one of the first procedural shippy shows. I can't think of many before that.
No, I mean, I don't know if like the Bill or Casualty or anything like that used to have them, or anything like maybe like Hill Street Blues back in the day. But all I remember is ER. It was so well made. I don't remember actually watching anything like it before. I mean, I remember this ER when I was in '94. I was living in America, and ER started in the '94 season. It premiered at the same time as Friends, and I just remember both of those shows just blowing up and being massive. But ER, I just remember it just being so. I mean, obviously we had Casualty over here, and I'm sure there was other medical dramas before, like there's one set in Chicago, or can't remember, Chicago Hope or something, I want to say.
Yeah, Chicago Hope.
But,
that's right.
But ER, I think it was just the pace of it, and the reality and the realism of it that just, I mean, because it must have gone on for, I think it was 12 years or something in the end. That's when it finished. Yeah,
and it felt like it revolutionized that kind of medical TV.
Yeah. I think also it's like, I mean, you've got Grey's Anatomy now. I know there's 3 characters that have been in it from day one.
Yeah.
But I think what works so well in those kind of hospital drama, which sometimes it's difficult in ships, like we mentioned this in Moonlighting before, is that you've got that ensemble.
Yes.
And to have those multiple characters in it, if you do have a ship, then there's one ship sails. I mean, I know one of the earlier ships, I mean, obviously there was Doug and Carol, but I think for both of us, we've both mentioned Susan Lewis and Mark Green.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a ship that never sailed, but I mean, in the end, there's other characters you can go to.
And it's a prime example of what you've mentioned before. It's when you move on, when an actor leaves or a character's written out, and that's half your ship gone. You do then move on to another ship. You know,
you change allegiance, don't you? I mean, it's, and I have to say, I mean, I did like the dynamic that Anthony Edwards had with Alex Kingston. I love Alex Kingston. Exactly. She's a legend. I think she's awesome. And so I mean, it would have been interesting if Susan Lewis, did she come back?
She did come back. Yes. Yeah. Later on, I think it was after he died. Actually, I think.
So it would have been interesting dynamic for her to come back before he got killed off. But
yes.
By the way, sorry if you haven't seen it. It's like, where have you been the last 20 years?
Nearly 30, but you know.
Oh well, yeah. I think it was. I don't know how many seasons he was in it before he got killed off.
Yeah, I've got my phone open so that I can correct ourselves.
Yeah, I think we might need to have like Wikipedia open so we can have it like just do stats, because normally we were a little bit more organised. We're kind of winging it, like we're easing back into it. And normally we haven't done any research. Basically, it was a case of, should we record tonight? Yes. Yes. That's the research we've done. And then literally 10 minutes ago, what should we watch?
Yes, exactly.
So, as you can tell, our organisational skills haven't changed.
No. 15 series there were of it. 15.
How many, sorry?
15.
15, wow, okay.
2008 it finished.
Crikey.
I'm just
going that must have overlapped with Grey's Anatomy then.
Oh, it must have done, I guess.
Because Grey's Anatomy's just finished season 18, I want to say, 17, 18.
Yeah, I think you're right, so 18.
So yeah, that must have hit ER quite hard, I think, to have another medical show come in and just kind of take that mantle, as it were.
I mean, I think Chicago Hope ran at the same time as ER. I seem to remember them being up against each other in the Emmys and Golden Globes.
Yeah, but wasn't there an Elsewhere? That's what I was thinking of, the one from the 80s.
Elsewhere, yes.
Mark Carmen.
So good. Yeah, Mark Carmen. That's my mum's heartthrob.
Like Mark Carmen. Oh, the spaceman.
It's my mum's heartthrob, so I've got to stay loyal to him.
That's just made it weird.
She loves them in, what's it called? NCIS.
NCIS, yeah. Yeah, that was like 20 years or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally. I'm just checking when Mark Green died. It doesn't say that.
I think he was in it for a good 10 years before he got killed off.
I think so. So this is one of the reasons why we chose ER is because there were so many ships that, even though the episode we're going to watch in a minute is focusing on, well, we will be focusing on one particular ship. There are so many that were iconic. As you say, mentioned Doug and Carol from the start, hugely popular. And they did the best thing ever you can do in a show like this, or it happens in soaps as well, when one actor leaves and the other stays, and you don't want to break up the ship. It's very hard to do because you have to explain why they're not there. And obviously George Clooney went off to popularity, but they had them together in the end. When Julianne and Margulies eventually left, they were reunited, and we saw that Doug and Carol were together. And that
was a nice touch, I think.
You want to reward the fans for the loyalty that they have stuck around, you know, and the Doug and Carol fans did stick around. Julianne and Margulies was still on. And so you want to reward them for that and say, you know, yes, the love story that we told is not negated by the fact that George Clooney had a successful film career.
But I mean, you had some really, even like Goran Vishnik that joined afterwards. Is it Luca?
Yes,
and Luca. He had. I mean, there was a lot of characters that came afterwards that were just as good.
Yes,
but obviously, it's. I mean, you obviously the first couple of seasons it was just mammoth, so the people do focus on that, but it's still, because it was so big to start off with, even though it did start to lose viewers as it went on, in comparison to other shows, it was still huge.
Yeah, it was. It really was. I'm still looking at, there's a whole like 12 chapters about Mark dying, but it doesn't say what episode it was in, which is unhelpful. It's just like right. Okay, so he died in season 8. So when did Susan Lewis come back? Susan Lewis, ER, returned. Oh, that's handy. That was suggested to me. People had asked the question. She came back in season 8, so it must have been when he was dying. She came back. We'd maybe
or maybe for his funeral or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
She arrives on for a job interview. Susan visits County General, sees the hospital has changed, as well as she meets Mark for coffee.
Okay.
There we go. So Mark offers her a job. So they did interact. So we were wrong about what we said at the start. That's why we'll look things up.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a long time ago. I mean, you think how many shows we've watched since then, and it's like how many episodes there were. It went on for 15 seasons. Then looking at 400 episodes. It's
unless you're a good fan, which, you know what I mean, a fan who's stayed in contact with the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so just like rewatched and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this has been the first time I've rewatched ER in a really long time.
Me too. I used to watch it. It used to be repeated at lunchtimes on Channel 4, early 2000s, I think. And I used to watch it quite a lot of them. So that's 20 years ago since I've seen it.
Do you know the weird thing is in I think it was 1990. When did I go to Canada? 96. I went to go visit my friend Becky in Canada, and I went with British Airways.
Oh yeah.
And a friend of mine worked at the airport, so they got me bumped up. I went business class, and so I had you could choose what you wanted to watch. And I just remember being on the airplane watching the episode of ER with Ewan McGregor in it, where he robs the store.
Oh yes.
Oh, such a classic episode.
It is. Yeah. I mean, that's it was. I was looking it up because I couldn't remember who it was. It was created by Michael Crichton, and that was what was the big buzz about it, was because, a famous author who had many films by that point of his book. So it felt more filmic than anything that had come before it. And I think it started the trend that we have now, where TV is made with the same kind of input and energy as films are.
Do you know what? I'm going to find it and I'll tweet it when we put this out.
Okay.
The year when I was at college, I did a assignment over a study on ER. So it was asking British fans what they thought, but the lady I worked for in America was a paramedic. So her friends and filled in this questionnaire and discussed what they thought about it, whether it was realistic, whether they liked it, because she really liked ER as well.
Yeah.
And so I did this project, literally hand-drawn graphs and everything. I mean, it wasn't, I think, it must have been 96, 97, so I wasn't that computer literate at that point. I photocopied it and I sent it to the production team at ER.
Oh, wow.
And I had a letter back from John Wells.
Wow.
And I said that, it's just something about Carter being the most famous, most popular character, and then something like, I can see why people like Carter, he is really dishy or something really random, but I'll have to find it. I've got it. It's in with my CV stuff somewhere. Okay, so are we ready to go?
Yes, season 6, episode 13. I said what it was called, but I can't remember what it is. I've gone past it.
Mine hasn't got episode title, so I don't actually know.
That's weird.
Right, it's 3, 2, 1.
Okay. What second are
He's
you
Still
on?
My Heart, it's called.
He's Still My Heart, that's it. What status is Martin at this point? I cannot remember. Oh, well, he's obviously with Corday, but they're not.
I think at this point, isn't Corday's mum having an affair or dating Mark's dad?
That's right. Yes, you're right.
Here we have Alex Kingston, pre-River Song.
Yep.
one of my favourite all-time TV characters is River Song. I think Alex Kingston's awesome.
She is an amazing actress. She was so good in Upstairs, Downstairs, was it? No. One of the... Oh, but anyway, she was a lesbian.
I don't remember being in anything like that, but I didn't watch Upstairs Down. Is it the one with Keely Hawes that was Upstairs Downstairs?
Yes. It was Upstairs, Downstairs that I was thinking of. She was a lesbian in it, and she was fantastic. And she was in The Discovery of Witches, which is another show I've been recommended to watch, so I need to watch that.
To be honest, I don't remember seeing her in a massive amount of stuff, but I've never seen her do anything bad.
Yeah, she was in the Arrow or one of the American, Arrow, as well. She's just one of these actors that just can do anything. Hey, there's a theme tune.
Cool. I think she even cropped up in Gilmore Girls, A Year in Her Life.
She did, yeah. She's a transatlantic wonder.
And said it was Noah Wiley. Oh, I saw Noah Wiley and Eric LaSalle when I went to the Warner Brothers studio tour in 1995. And they took us around to the loading bay as well, which was really cool. Goran Viznik. I forgot she was in this as well.
Eric Palladino. Ming-Na! Fantastic actress.
Eric LaSalle. He does a lot of directing now, doesn't he, Eric LaSalle? You keep watching TV shows and it'll come up directed by Eric LaSalle.
Is that what he's doing? Oh, okay. This is Valentine's Day in the ER. So it's very shippy.
Oh, yeah, it's any reason to put up decorations in America, isn't it?
Yes. I've forgotten. Oh, there's so many characters I've forgotten.
Oh, what's the guy? Abraham Ben Ruby? He was in it, the big tall guy, the receptionist bloke.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Arcadia episode of the X-Files.
Oh, yes.
I liked him. He was a really cool character. He was a sweetheart. Yeah, there was a few, wasn't there, like nurses and that. Judy Parfitt. That's Judy Parfitt is Sister Monica Joan.
Ah, a flu outbreak or something.
Hold on a minute. Was that who was sat on the sofa with Corday? That was her mother.
Yeah.
Was Sister Monica Joan.
Oh, so it was!
How observant were we not? Oh my goodness, how did we both just miss that? It was because she wasn't wearing
I was thinking, that's a well-known actress. I can't think who it is. Oh dear.
Yeah.
What foolish folk. Oh, this was the episode directed by Laura Innes. Please. She
was very good. I think she has gone into directing as well, because you don't see her much on screen now these days.
Nope. So Dr. Weaver. She's
and that's the famous Warner Brothers backlot. Also known as the ER entrance in Ambulance Bay. Oh, there's Kelly Martin.
Kelly Martin. Yeah. I really liked, she was in a show called, what was it called? A One Life to Live or something like that. And it was it was a family who had one of the son had Down syndrome. And it was just, about their family life, and she was the sister.
Okay, so here we have the patient.
Yep.
Who will become significance later. Who I recognise him as well. What?
Yeah. He's in Elf, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's one of the elves.
Yeah.
I think.
Clearly we've done our research for this episode, as you can tell.
Yeah, we're doing really well here. And I've got Wiki open, and it's frankly no help whatsoever.
Yeah, we've got Wikipedia open and we're still failing quite spectacularly.
Here we go.
So, welcome back to the shipyard.
It's not the elf he was in, it's the Santa Claus. He's the...
Yes, when he goes to the North Pole, he was the head elf or lead elf.
He was the head elf, yeah. And he was in Serenity, and he was, his name is David Krumholtz, and he's been in a lot of stuff, actually, yeah.
He's one of those guys that crops up in a lot of things, but you couldn't actually... Yeah.
Yeah, he's been acting since he was 13, so he was in a lot of, he was in Adam's Family Values and stuff, you know, as a young guy. He's in
Yeah.
10 Things I Hate About You. Yep, I remember that now.
So he was more he was a child actor, wasn't he, really?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
So at this point, Lucy and Carter obviously have this attraction thing going on. I don't think at this point they acted on it.
I don't think so either.
Have they kissed at this point? Because they did get all hot and heavy in one episode, but I'm not sure if that was this episode.
Yeah, let me
Spoiler
look.
alert.
Lucy Carter.
Oh, Carter was lovely.
Oh, he was. But he was a posh boy, wasn't he?
Yes, he was very well.
He came from a
Off.
well-to-do.
And isn't his character married? I don't want to say Thandie Newton, but that's not how you pronounce her name, is it?
It's Thandaway.
Thandaway, sorry. So apologise for that. I
No,
wasn't
that's
sure.
okay. Yeah.
So,
Funnily enough, I was just looking her up last night because of the film she did, one of her early films called Flirting, which
right.
it's a fantastic film, teenage love.
Doesn't Carter whether will they won't they with her, and then she had a will they won't they with
Yes, with
Luca.
Luca. Yeah, it was a lot of sexual tension. They kissed in season 5 apparently. I think it's the same with any long colleagues, you know, working together. Yay! It's what's his name from the X-Files?
correct. It's yes. Oh, it was in Fame.
Yes, he was in Fame. This is the worst. I remember
Start this again. It's like we might just leave it as is for comedic value. Just like this has been the worst. This is how not to do a podcast, people. Yeah. It's like we're just watching it. We're like, oh yeah, so and so, and that's what's his face. And then they get together in this episode, but we don't know which one.
It's like watching TV with your nan.
It's like, oh yeah, and what's his face in his and Uji Flip and Paul McCrane, that's his name.
Yes. What's his
moment?
I was trying to remember what was that episode of the X-Files that he was in.
Not Memento Mori, it was the one before that.
It's before that, when we realise that Scully has cancer.
Never Again?
No.
Never Again?
It's his name is the title of the episode.
Leonard Betts.
Leonard Betts, that's it. Well done. Yes. And this guy is resisting.
Oh no, needle. Or they're giving him
lumbar puncture.
Thank you. See, this is really why we shouldn't be doing this at 10 o'clock at night.
Carter, do you have a minute?
Want to see a patient?
This won't take long.
I'll be there.
I have a 23-year-old law student with 2 days of right periorbital throbbing headache associated with nausea and photophobia. No fever, no stiff neck, no history of migraines, but this one seems classic. I'm thinking the 6 of Imitrex sub-Q.
Yep, sounds good.
You don't want to examine him?
No, I trust you. Let me know how he does.
I'm just reading about why Carter and Lucy never got together.
I've got adverts at the moment.
Oh, yes, so bye.
Right, so basically what's just happened is that Lucy and Carter have just given the patient who was in ALF a lumbar puncture, and he was struggling and he wasn't a very happy bunny, but it's all come back clear, and now we've gone into adverts. So I don't think he was happy that they just stuck a massive great needle in his back. Yes.
So apparently Noah Wiley was very against them getting together. Carter and Lucy, he said the script originally had us having sex in one of the exam rooms and somebody walking in on us. I had a big problem with it. In fact, in the 15 years I was on the show, this is the only time I wrote to John Wells asking him to change something, and it was about this episode. So there you go. I thought Carter.
So the thing is, like, unlike in Grey's Anatomy, where everybody had sex in different rooms in the hospital.
Let's be realistic. They probably do. no shade to any doctors, nurses, or medical staff. You know, there's beds there. You've got a downtime, and you know it's a very stressful job. So
he only does 30 hours like shifts. It's like
yeah, exactly.
Do what you got to do.
It said that not that Kelly is not a very attractive woman. She's adorable, and anybody in her right mind would find her so. However, I felt that John Carter in that moment liked a different type of woman. So I'm not sure what that's about, but it's I'm quite sad because I ship them. But it certainly leads to an interesting question of how much actors have a say in how they're, because some actors
Well, you
just
say
go,
that because I think Tony Danza had a huge influence
He
on
did,
Tony and
indeed.
Angela not getting together.
and I think it does happen a lot, and that it's one of these things that it's some people won't say it, won't rock the boat, but they'll have thought it, if you know what I mean, and then asked down the line, they'll say, oh, well, I didn't like that storyline, hey, what can I do? Other actors will do what Noah Wiley did.
Yeah, well, it's like in Friends, isn't it? That they've all said about the Joey and Rachel storyline.
Yes, exactly.
Although saying that, I just think the Ross and Rachel, at the beginning I shipped them. By the end of it, though, it was pretty toxic. I think it would be nice of them to got Rachel and Joey to get together. Sorry, controversial, I know.
I'm sorry, I'm unfriending you right now. Because I really, really shipped Joey and Phoebe. I thought they were very sweet together, and I loved their...
Oh yeah, that's true. No, I would have gone that route, but I do like Mike, so I think Paul Rudd's just lovely.
Totally.
So.
I think it was believable that at least one of them would go outside of the group of friends to... Yeah,
exactly. It would have been too convenient if they'd all married within each other, as it were.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
And they operate it on the dog.
Yes. You missed that bit.
Okay, so Corday and what was his character's name?
Montgomery. No, that's fame. Romano.
Dr. Romano, right, Paul McCrane. So basically, Corday and Romano are operating on his dog.
Yeah.
And this is before he had 2 arguments with a helicopter, and that was obviously prior to both.
Yes. Can I just say that Ming Na looks exactly the same? She doesn't look any different now. Has she been cryogenically frozen since the 90s? This is a stunning
fantastic
woman.
Genetics.
She's very good in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., another show which has several big ships. Yeah, big ships in that. Which actually, I don't know how it ended, so I must look up how those ships work.
I'm very bad though. I did only actually watch like the first few episodes of the season 1 of that, and then I don't know why I didn't carry on watching it. I think it's just too much at the moment.
There always is. Well, there's a doctor. Mark Green is giving bad news to another doctor. That he only basically has a year to live.
He's decided to go with chemotherapy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snow outside. Everyone's coming in like cold and wrapped up for Chicago though. Actually, I'm quite glad I didn't go to Chicago in the middle of winter, because I might not have made it home again with all the snow they get.
The this male patient that Lucy is investigating, she's speaking to one of his friends, and he seems to have been behaving erratically. That's what he said. Oh, he's picks fights with me and says that I've stolen his car parking space and stuff. So we're building a picture.
Okay, and so she's just trying to say to Carter that they think it's a psychiatric issue, not a other issue. Yosh was the guy's name.
Yosh, that was it. Yes. Oh, and Carter brushed her off.
Yes.
Brushed Lucy off, which is
Well, we've gone back to the old lady with the Valentine's Day card.
Yeah. And she said she didn't want any. She didn't want to be resuscitated, so they're having a bit of a hoo-ha about
What's
that.
They call that? A DNR?
Yeah, DNR. Yep. Do not resuscitate. Abby is pushing it the limits of what do not resuscitate means.
Yeah, so she's doing as much as she can to help without actually resuscitating her.
Yes.
Feeling better, Paul?
Kind of tired.
Lucy?
I'll be right back.
What is going on with your
I was
patient?
trying to tell you that I
Dr.
think
Green
he
just had to pull him out of a fight with his friend.
Dr. Carter, Abby Lockhart's looking for you.
Thanks.
He might be schizophrenic. He meets the DSM-4 criteria.
Did you page the psych console?
I was waiting to present him to you.
All right, fine. Page them, get him down here, hand this guy off. You got medical patients waiting.
Yes, so the patient that Lucy's been treating is now shouting at the doctors in the hallway.
Yes, that's fine.
Dr. Hudson's going south, apparently. I don't think he means he's leaving. I think he's taking a turn.
Yes. He's so So this young chap is clearly having some kind of psychosis, but they don't know what the cause of it is, if he's got a brain tumor or they were testing for meningitis or whatever. And
he's very confused.
yes.
And the doctor who had the year to live has crashed and they're trying to resuscitate.
Yeah.
So that Malucci, has he been in anything else? I don't remember seeing him in anything other than this.
I don't think so either. Oh, okay. So this fella Palladino, he has done a few things, but not he has worked regularly till 2014.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, in 2019 he's played, parts and stuff.
Okay, so you might have seen him in stuff.
Well, I've seen him in things. It's a lot of one episodes, he's been in Castle and
guest star
NCIS, NCIS, Blue Blood, Arrows, Suits, lots of things.
Okay.
However, he is a recurring character in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is a good show, which another one I need to watch on the list.
Didn't Carol have a thing with Luca?
Yes, she did.
God, Luca, you're a hussy, man. You worked his way around that hospital. Why do you see? This is what I mean earlier about they've all, one way or another, they've all slept with each other.
They have. Yeah. I mean,
but then they say the same about Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, but I do think it's probably.
See, now what we've realised, you can tell it's Sister Monica Joe.
Yes, of course you can.
Her, but in the pre-title credits.
Yeah. It was the hair that threw me. I was just like, oh yeah, that's that well-known actress, but it just didn't click who it was.
It's because she hasn't got a wimple, so.
No. Luca had romantic relationships with Abby, Carol, and Samantha. I don't know who Samantha is.
No.
I found the ER wiki, which is more helpful. Tells us.
I forget. So it's like dedicated episodic series wikis, aren't they?
Yes.
So.
And thank goodness it exists. Where would we be without them? Carol had.
Now it's really obvious. I can't believe he missed that before. I'm very, very sorry, Miss Judy Parfitt. I apologise.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry as well. She looks taller. I don't know if that's just.
She could be wearing heels there. She can't wear heels as a nun.
That's true. Carol had romantic relationships with several people.
But she had the fireman guy right at the beginning in the first season.
Yeah. Tag. Shep. Oh yeah, I remember Shep, the paramedic. Luca, and obviously Doug. In season 15, in such sweet sorrow, in such sweet sorrow, Carol realizes she's still in love with Doug and catches a flight to Seattle. The two are implied to have married in season 15. So
aww.
In these shows, I do like the supporting actors that keep around, for seasons and seasons. All the nurses
and the background people. The continuity is really good.
It is good. The porters and people like that. Some of the Anthony Edwards is appearing in an episode of Tales of the Walking Dead, which is the new anthology series that the Walking Dead's doing. One-off stories, and one of the one-off stories stars Anthony Edwards, and I didn't recognise him because he had a beard.
Oh, you say that. There was an article about him I read somewhere a couple of weeks ago. His wife is doing a show on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
And obviously he'd been helping her do her lines and rehearsing and practicing with it. And they went, and apparently on one of the nights, the lead actor and I think the understudy had COVID, or they were both ill.
Yeah.
So he actually went on stage and he actually performed it as a one-off, and then they got somebody in to do it the next night. But apparently he ended up going on stage and helping them out for this one performance, and it was just
amazing.
That's I've got adverts again, more Asda. So where's the guy? Oh, who am I thinking? I'll have to Google it. Jerry,
yes, Abraham Ben Ruby.
Yes, the one I mentioned earlier. He was in the Arcadia X-Files.
Yep.
I liked him. He was cool.
Yes. Oh, That was some good acting.
So do you reckon they actually have to put stuff down their throat? It's like sometimes you think, oh, it'd be great to be an actor, and then you see things like this, you think, actually, you know what?
No, sorry,
maybe not.
I'm assuming he was just holding it all curled up in his mouth, and then he just pulled it out of his mouth.
Even that is just like, no, you're right.
No, exactly. I agree. Definitely not.
It's like, yeah, we got this part for you in ER, but you're gonna have to have a tube shoved down your throat. It's like, no, you're okay.
You're okay, that. I do think it's one of those shows that prided itself, wasn't it, on the realism, and it was very gory compared to similar ones.
I think that's why it was so popular at the time, because it was really realistic. It wasn't just like, I don't know, kind of. I mean, I guess mashed to an extent, but I guess it was a lot more. By this time, you could show a lot more, where you had a lot more censorship in the 80s and 90s. Once you got to this point, it could be that little bit more graphic.
Yes, exactly. It's much more visceral. Oh, that patient had wandered into the nurse's station, so Lucy just went and got him and back.
Yeah, the young man who's in the site, who they think.
And it's Mark and.
Okay. So sorry to you can clearly tell that this episode was even though it's meant to be Valentine's Day, it was clearly filmed at Christmas, because all the lights behind them on all the trees have got decorations on them. This was clearly filmed in December, but it's actually meant to be Valentine's Day.
Never noticed that. You're right.
Lucy.
I'll be right back.
What happened to Psych?
I called them twice, they're backed up.
Listen, I don't want to be on your case, but you got to pick up some
Look,
other
I just
patients.
found him in the lounge. I'm
Have you
getting him
sutured
set
the
up.
leg like
I've
yet?
got the chart right here.
Good.
On my
Let
way.
Malik stay with this
guy. Just forget it, Carter.
Here's Carter checking on Lucy. And
Lucy,
Psych hasn't turned up. This was their dynamic, wasn't it? They argued a lot.
Yeah.
And it was very that interview with Noah Wiley.
She was his intern, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Noah Wiley was saying that he thought of her as a little sister. He thought that's how Carter would see her. And that's why they have this sort of bickering relationship where she keeps doing I seem to recall she was very nervous at first or something, and she was annoying. And so he found her. And meanwhile,
because she was really, wasn't she ADHD? Wasn't she on that?
That's right. Yes.
They put kids on, which I can't remember what it was.
Adderall, was that it?
Yeah, something like that.
Ritalin,
that was the one.
Yeah, Ritalin. And Mark and Elizabeth are out with their parents on a double date.
Alex Kingston looked really, really young there.
I
mean, she was young in this, but there she looked like really, really young. Yeah. What is it with this dog? I don't understand what's going on. I know they just operated on him.
I think he was one of these doctors who was like, everybody hated him and he didn't like anybody, he was very, very terse and whatever. And this was showing that he really loved his dog.
I'm not sure if that's a dog or one great big ball of fluff.
Oh, and Abby just won't give up on this old woman. Oh, no, she is now. Oh, Abby and Carter on the roof. It's all these sort of almost relationships, isn't it? ER was very good at that.
I went to that pier behind them. That pier on the right. That was, we went there.
Totally forgotten that Abby was a nurse first, and then she was training.
Oh yeah, she went back, didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, totally forgot that.
So much happened. It was like, yeah.
And that just shows you how long the characters were on. How
did she marry Luca?
I think she did. I think. Man, people listening to this will be shouting at us the entire time.
Why are you talking about ER when you don't know what happened? We're clearly not shipping fans of this series.
We were.
It's just that we're tired. It's been a very long few weeks, and maybe we should have waited a bit longer to do it.
No, we had to get back on. This is our back on the horse episode.
This is our so next time we now know what we don't do is that we actually go prepared. So the next one actually for F, we're going to actually be watching an episode of Frasier.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Oh, right. So Carter is going in to see Lucy.
But the
So
room's in
sorry,
darkness.
Lucy and the patient.
The room's,
So he's picked up something's on the floor. Oh, and like he's hiding behind the door.
and he's being repeatedly stabbed in his side. And now he's wait,
Oh, he's
to
got
pass
blood all
out.
over his hand. And
He's clutching for the door! Clutch for the door!
no, so he's leaning on a tray, and of course that gives way.
And he's landed on the ground in between two gurneys. Oh,
So what has he stabbed them with? Because how would he have got hold of anything in the
I'm
hospital unless he
assuming
had it with him?
maybe it's something from the
Like a scalpel or something?
scalpel, yeah, that's what I'm assuming. And then he opens his eyes, Carter opens his eyes, and under the gurney at the other side is Lucy covered in blood. Neither of them have the power to move.
Struggling to
Oh,
breathe as he's covered in blood, and he can't
oh man.
scream either. And it's just like, oh my god! I remember watching this, and it was just like, oh, and Carter's passed out.
Yeah, that is
And it's
one of the
ended.
that was one of the best cliffhangers that TV did, wasn't it? People still talk about it now.
Right, it's 10:20. Should we watch the next episode another night?
Yes, I think we should.
I think we should go away and actually so we're going to do part 2 of this. So it's going to be the same episode. So the second half of this might actually be a little bit more researched and well done.
You might notice a difference and then we know what we're talking about.
Oh, so 2000 is it on the credits there? So yeah, wow, 22 years old.
Barefoot booty oil?
Kid drank it, but he's not symptomatic, so they won't test it. Sent it back.
No ingredient list.
Well, yeah, bare butt booty oil.
Okay, I'll talk to them.
Thanks.
Okay, so it's 24 hours later. We're still as unprepared as we were yesterday. We've done no more research.
No.
And
should be more fresh in our brains.
Wish my brain was fresh. It's like all shattered. Right. Okay. So where we left off yesterday.
Yes. Cliffhanger. I've got adverts. Cliffhanger of Carter was stabbed by young fella my lad. And
young fella my lad. Yes, that's how he's written on IMDb.
Yes. I did have a name, but I can't remember what it is.
No, I can't either.
And he
it's going swimmingly. Welcome back to the shipyard. We've missed you.
Have you missed us? No. People are like, why did I tune in?
What, you mean our one listener?
Yes, our one listener. Like Paul O'Grady jokes about his listener.
I like to say it's my mum, but it's not, because I know she's not listened to it at all.
No, none of my family have either. Funny enough, this episode is
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, though, is it really? It's like...
No, that's true. You don't want your family to listen.
So basically, it's like, when we listen to your podcast, basically it's just you and your friend just having a laugh. You're not really discussing stuff, are you, really? It's just, it's like, this is what you're like when you don't record a conversation, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yes. This episode is all in the family. So this is episode 16 of season 4 and continues on from the cliffhanger.
No, it's episode 14 of season 6.
What did I say?
Episode 16 of season 4.
It's going well, isn't it? Anyway.
Let's play and let's just play it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think that's probably...
Let's just say it can't get any worse.
No, exactly. So,
okay, right. I'm on 03, 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Weaver's come back. I'm not sure where she'd been. She wasn't in the last episode because Laura Innes directed it, but I don't think I explained where she was.
No.
Unless she was just on the night shift, because it was the day shift on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah.
So there's music, and they're all having a party. It's really loud music, which might be why they didn't hear Carter fall over when he got stabbed.
And I suppose, the noise of clattering instruments is something they hear all the time. And
yeah, and also, do you really think they party like that on Valentine's Day?
No, I don't think so. it's a bit of a strange.
Yeah, it's a bit of a,
As you said, you know, Americans would do love to celebrate a holiday, but
yeah, I think it does seem a little bit excessive, but then I think it's to explain why
yes,
no one's really gone looking for them and no one's
Yeah.
doing any work. So it's just a little bit contrived, but there we go.
yes, that's fair enough.
And I'm
one
going to
would
say
be.
it again, Luca is lovely.
He is. We haven't seen him on telly much in recent years, have we? Goran,
No, I tell you what, he
bit-
did pop up. What did I watch a few minutes? Practical Magic he pops up in.
Oh yes, of course, yes. Oh, there's Abby struggling with money. And that's one of the things that was very good about ER, was that it showed the reality of people, you know, their lives outside of this. They weren't all well-to-do like senior
Carter.
doctors. Yeah, like Carter.
Yeah, because
and
it's
seniors.
up until that point, everyone just like you've had like they all kind of seemed on a similar level.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
yes, it was a lot more real. You do get a mix of people in a working environment. You do get a diverse. I mean, it was quite diverse as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Really, for
yes.
that time. If you think this was 1994 that it started,
Yeah.
it was quite a
Yeah.
a unique.
This series would be about 2000, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think at the end of the credits yesterday it was filmed in 2000, so this would have been 2001
Yeah.
that it aired.
So this is, at this point in the series, it's kind of it's less than halfway, but it's possibly where it was at its most influential and biggest impact.
Oh yeah, it was massive at this point. I remember there was a huge bidding war between Sky and Channel 4 over the rights to ER.
Yeah.
I think Sky may have won, or Channel 4, whoever won.
Yeah.
They wanted to start showing it day and date, which means they wanted to show it the same week or the similar week that it aired in the United States.
I remember
and the number of people complained because in the US, obviously, as we both know, they do September till May, but over 22 episodes. So obviously you've got lots of gaps and they preempt stuff a lot for Super Bowl, Thanksgiving, whatever.
Yeah.
And people over here couldn't figure out why, because we're used to everything being weekly back to back, obviously before streaming.
Yes, yeah.
So people complained that they couldn't figure out why, hold on a minute, why are we missing an episode again? And
yes,
they weren't used to it. So Carrie's just seen the blood on the floor.
A bloody footprint.
And she's just opening credits, classic theme tune. Classic green and white credits.
I had this on my For America album, which was basically all the theme tunes from American shows on Channel 4. It was like Cheers.
I remember Friday night used to be a big thing for
it was
like the Golden Girls and Roseanne and Cheers and Frasier and obviously Who's Hilarious anyway, but that's English. But it was.
I think ER was on a Thursday night. I think.
Yeah, I was actually saying that. I think Golden Girls might have even been on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But they did have a lot of acquired stuff. I think also 6 o'clock on the weekday on Channel 4. Yep. Like Happy Days and
exactly. I was just thinking that, and they did a lot of shows that would sort of only lasted 1 or 2 seasons, but were American sitcoms in the tea time slot. I love that.
But then if you say that though, I think BBC One used to show a lot more stuff. You had like Dallas and Dynasty and Cagney and Lacey. They used to have a lot more important stuff on the main channels. I mean, even X-Files.
Much
more recently. Oh, do you remember what else? Do you remember Perfect Strangers?
Yes.
Balky.
Cousin Larry. Of my dreams rise and fall. One of the best theme tunes ever.
Oh, classic.
Speaking of which, they're singing on the TV. Corday's been beat from. They're both being beat.
Oh, so Green and Corday sing karaoke at a piano, but now they've just been beat that Lucy and Carter have been stabbed and get your asses back here. I don't know what accent that was supposed to be. I apologise to anybody.
I think I've just spotted a continuity error.
I
think in the first scene that Mark Green was in the background. I'm sure I saw him walking about the hospital.
Oh, right. We'll rewind that later and we'll
remind me.
So stab wound to the neck and chest and two more to the belly. So 4 times she got stabbed.
Yeah. Whereas Carter was just stabbed in the sort of side, was it? On back.
Yeah, so the neck, yeah. neck, chest, and stomach. I think it said.
Yeah. Oh, Weaver's affected, which is
Yeah, she's
unlike her.
very shaken by it. Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, she found them as well.
Yes. So people were having parties and they were bleeding. She's not
So 2
happy
stab
with
wounds to
people.
the left flank.
Now,
That's Carter.
I know from our flag means death. If you're going to take a stabbing, left side is the best side. It's to get it, and you're less likely to hit any main organs there. So
Oh.
lost a lot of blood.
Well, you say that, but on my left side, my kidney's actually in the wrong place, so it's just above my hip, apparently.
Oh dear. Oh well then. We won't
So
stab you in
please
the
don't go stabbing me. I'd be much grateful.
Hey, here
Here
comes
comes
Benson,
Benson even.
the heroic
Benson, who
surgeon.
was, it was Carter's mentor, so they were quite
Yes.
close, weren't they? And
Yes, we were. Oh, was it on the? Yeah, it was on the. When I spoke about ER on the custard, Luke said, or Matt, I can't remember, who said, you know, if this show was on now, there would be a huge ship between Carter and Benson. People would ship it so much because they had that close relationship, you know?
yeah.
Any ship, you know, any compatible person with any other compatible person, if you show them caring about it, each other, then is that a ship, or are you just showing them caring about each other?
Does that just mean we're all just obsessed with sex, and we just want people to get together and be happy?
Yes,
basically. We're just all for the happy.
Yes. It's it's one of those things. I think people just, you know, even though it's there's the knife.
Oh, do you know what? He got the knife because they had the cake.
Cake.
That's where he got the knife. It was the cake for the
That's
Valentine's Day party.
That's
so in reference to our earlier conversation, it wasn't a scalpel that they got stabbed
No.
with. That's it. Yes.
Oh, and Abby's gonna go and have a cry in a cupboard.
Oh my God, I just don't know how you would just.
No.
Obviously, you've got to carry on working and doing what you do, but when they're people your friends and people you care about, you can't imagine how.
No.
I don't
Exactly.
think I'd want to really.
No. And I think obviously it does happen. It's not like in the police where they, you know, say, well, you're excused from this. They will excuse them if obviously they're not going to be able to do the job. But I think if you're there and it's an emergency, you just have to step up and put your feelings aside and
I think the adrenaline just takes over, doesn't it? It just.
Yeah. And I think this shows how close they all are. When you're working in that kind of environment, they're all really he's just looking across at Lucy. Oh. They're all so close because of that high pressure environment. It makes you close, and you know they feel like family to each other.
I think also you need to be in that kind of environment. You
Yeah.
get to a point, I'd imagine, that you know each other's moves, you know what they're thinking. You get so fine tuned, wouldn't you?
Yes, exactly.
Working into it, I think you'd need to in that.
Yes.
At least that's my romantic idea of it. But
No, I
there's Sister
agree.
Monica Joan in the back of the car.
Oh, they don't have ID. Give me my ID. Which he's doing his job, but you understand it.
Alex Kingston does have fabulous hair.
Oh, she's fabulous all over, isn't she?
Oh, without a doubt, she's a proper legend.
I love when she's talking about kissing Matt Smith on Doctor Who and how much she enjoyed it. Like, good for you.
I saw somewhere, I think it was, I don't know if it was like a Comic-Con or something, and they said to Karen Gillan, who's the best kisser, Matt Smith or Arthur Darwin? And she went, like Alex Kingston.
Yes, exactly. Of course. It is good seeing. I suppose this is where ER was in its specialty. They're saying all the stuff that we don't understand. Like, it's totally right. Is this, you know? But obviously, it
We were
makes sense.
spoon-fed before. I mean, I guess the only other. I didn't watch St. Elsewhere. I didn't watch Chicago Hope, and I remember watching Casualty, but I didn't really pay that much attention. But MASH, I think, was kind of had a sense of realism to it.
Yes, yeah. I did watch St. Elsewhere. I would say St. Elsewhere was probably the closest to this because it could be quite dark and you know, realistic. I do remember the very end of Something Else, where the controversial end. Oh,
the after cracking her chest.
crack
Oh,
open her chest.
I know. I was watching one earlier.
Oh.
I was watching Grey's Anatomy earlier, and they had to do an emergency operation on this to remove this woman's spleen. And it's just like, I do like these shows, but it's just when it comes to those bits, I'm just like, no, sorry.
You're not. You can't take blood. You don't like blood.
I can to a degree, but it's just, this is why I don't do horror. It's just all the
Yeah.
gore and the
Gore. Yeah, I'm fine with gore.
and but
Well,
also if it's
most
not, if
gore.
it's, I think also with horror though, I find if it's monsters and that I can tolerate a bit more. It's when it's other human beings or like with other human beings, I
agree.
just cannot.
Yeah.
Psychologically, I can't handle it. It's just like
don't-
no.
I don't like stuff like Saw and things like that. I couldn't bear to watch
No,
it.
it's just like no. That's
No.
just
John? John? John?
Dev?
Look at me. Do you know where you are?
My back.
You were stabbed. We've got your pressure up.
Lucy?
John, I'm Officer Benini. Did you see the man that stabbed you?
Do we need to do this right now?
It's better if I can secure a statement.
You'll have to wait. I'm sorry.
What?
Poor Carrie is throwing up. That she can't even. She's horrifically.
oh, it's all the adrenaline and the shock,
Yeah.
isn't it? Was
Yeah.
she pregnant at this point? 'Cause-
That's what I was just thinking. That was she pregnant? 'Cause she was at one point, wasn't she?
Yeah, because she
partner.
had a miscarriage in one season, didn't she? And I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's this one.
I'm not sure either. But what a shame. And then they thought they'd lost Lucy and they brought her back. And I mean, you see, the episode before this, you see how much Abby cared about that old woman and how much
Yeah.
Mark cared for that doctor that died.
They were very
That's how
compassionate,
much-
weren't they? I mean,
Yeah.
That's
That's how
the
much they
thing.
care about strangers. So the people that are their actual friends, it just so much more.
so Peter's explaining to John his injuries
Yeah.
because he's like, it's bad, isn't it? And
Yeah.
but Carter's like, look, I'm gonna check everything out, and
Yeah. He's going to be in good hands. He's with Benson.
Carter's just lost consciousness, or they sedated him. I'm not quite sure.
No, I think they're sedating him because they're away to go in. That close look between them. If that was now, that would totally be they love each other.
Oh, I forgot because Corday had a relationship with Peter as well, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Yes, I was going to say she did.
See, even that was quite unusual in the 90s.
Yes, yeah, it was.
Full
Oh,
respect to them though.
Yeah, he doesn't look very happy. The chief guy. It's like there's all a bit of a tension there. What was that about? I don't know. Is it just because it's Karen or? Oh, this
Right,
is
so trying to figure out the guy with the headache who stabbed him is like
yes.
Paul Sabriki.
And of course, when something like this happens, a lot of people in their anger look to somebody to blame.
Yeah,
and so you
it's
say,
like-
no, you brought the knife in.
Yeah.
Paul, I was right, Paul. I was right. It was Paul.
Yeah.
I'm only cheering because I'm so surprised. Please pay attention yesterday.
Well, we did watch it last night, but then I had forgotten. So,
Yeah.
but then when you said it, it sounded like that does sound right. So,
Yeah. Yes.
let me know when the wife turns up.
Oh yes, from the Gilmore Girls. It's Paris.
Paris, thank you.
Yes. Oh dear, your husband is not
Psycho,
quite, but
so.
yeah,
Sorry. No, I'm PC. I do apologise.
he's a murderer. Oh well, he's not a murderer. 'Cause I've not died, but
He's an unwell man.
an attempted murder. I can't remember the resolution of this. So in terms of the guy, so I'm interested to see what happens. I can't remember if they catch him and
I think they do.
he's what's wrong.
And he
with him.
gets. I think he get. Yeah, I think he's schizophrenic. It just.
It wasn't that you had a brain tumor or something. Oh no, schizophrenia. Oh, I didn't know that. It's common to have your first schizophrenic break in your 20s. Wonder why that is. Because when real life pressures start piling on you.
And I guess almost like your hormones now will have settled by then, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's me like acting like I know what I'm talking about.
We've watched enough medical TV. We can diagnose. I can diagnose things. I have to say, I can't fix them, but I can. You know, when you see it like on Casualty, you're like, oh, they've got such and such. Recognize
It's like, I don't need Google to diagnose. I just watch
No.
Casualty in house.
I have to say, Casualty is one of the shows that my mum has regularly watched for the length of time it's been on, and I don't need to watch it. She tells me the plot of it every week. Going on.
I couldn't tell you the last time. Well, they finished Holby City. That's
Yeah,
end of an era.
Yeah. I watched Casualty for the ship twice. Once was in the very early days, which was Baz and Charlie, and then I watched it again for Charlie and Buffy. So
wasn't Baz the woman that got killed in Dempsey Makepeace Out of Darkness? She was the lady in the laundrette.
Yes, she was correct.
I only know that because it literally was on ITV2 yesterday. oh dear, they got a problem with Carter. They could paralyze him.
Oh no, a hematoma's forming from the lumbar artery.
Oh, and Sister Monica Jones is having a Diet Coke with Mark Green's dad in the reception. Such a yeah.
Weird.
And this might be the start of their affair when they have
their parents said, if your partner's parent is dating your parent, it does make things a bit confusing, doesn't it?
Oh, they found the man.
Oh, John Doe hit by these Looney Tunes. He was running around.
They don't realise he's the guy that stabbed them.
Nope.
Oh no, Carrie's realised. She just told him to get the policeman.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Did anybody else work with them? I don't think they did. It was just Lucy.
It was just Lucy and Carter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were waiting for the psych, but they never turned up.
Yes.
That's why Lucy kept saying he's got headaches, and she's saying she thinks it was psychiatric.
Yeah.
And then Carter kept delaying it, and then all hell broke loose.
Yes. And you need to it's good to have a big strong strapping nurse aide here. Oh, Weaver can't go with it, and she's.
I want to say Malucci, but that's not right.
No, I can't either.
I don't know where Jerry is. I miss Jerry.
Yeah, maybe he had left at this point, but I don't think.
Oh, didn't he? Yeah, I think he did go and come back, if I remember correctly. Didn't he go off and do another TV show and then come back?
Quite possibly. It's interesting seeing Carrie go to pieces like this, because she's always the one that's quite.
Oh yeah, she was really by the book and together, as it were.
Yes, yeah. That's fine.
Oh, so Lucy's waking up, bless her. Oh. Lucy, can you hear me?
Lucy, can you hear me? Do you know what happened to you? There were several stab wounds. One lacerated your proximal aorta. We had to perform a thoracotomy after you were arrested. They gave you a trach to maintain your airway, and we brought you to the OR. Your liver was damaged, but we were able to repair it. However, we did have to remove your spleen. I'm sorry.
But she's removed her spleen, they've damaged her liver. No, he damaged her liver, not them.
No. She's got a track in because she can't speak. She's got a track. What a shame. Did she remember what happened with Carter?
I can't remember what.
Oh, thank you.
Oh. She just says thank you. There was Anspar, that was the big boss guy. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah. It's good that they had all the main characters in for this doing it, except hey, she's not there.
Who?
What's her name? Juliana Margulies.
Oh yeah, Carol.
Carol, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Michelle. Yeah, she left earlier, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
But all the
sudden chest pain, pulmonary embolism. They're rushing Lucy back to the OR.
Yes. A massive clot in her lung. And that's the thing. Mark is always the moral compass, isn't he? He
was Mr. Good Guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He does look better without his moustache, though. So I watched. I did watch a bit of Top Gun last night. Oh, so Lucy, she must know what's going on. I mean, that's horrible to know that, like.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, the risks, your chances. Is it better to have blind hope and just go like, oh, I'm sure the doctors will know what they're doing, because she knows exactly the risks.
Yeah.
And what might happen to her. It's just a frightening thing. Maybe it is better for some people. Everybody that's logging off, checking out of work and just going to Magoo's to wait and hear.
This is what we're saying to it. What it is, like a camaraderie type. Really,
it's like being in the army.
It might not be obvious, but when stuff like that happens, you know that they all band together, don't they?
Yes, they're a team. They work together. They're one unit. She wants to stay awake. Oh, okay, nice. While they do whatever they're going to do, she wants to stay awake. Okay.
Yeah. Thing is, that maybe she was like, because she knows it's a fear of, if I'm going to sleep, I might not wake up. Kind of.
Yeah, could be.
It's such a horrible thought. It's just, but like you say, we could tell from the scene before, she knows.
Yes.
Just by her reaction that she might not wake up. So.
Oh, she's gone out again. She's got another plot. You see, that was exactly what Elizabeth said. There's a lot of chest compressions going on in this episode. Oh, it
really did. Like this episode just doesn't let up at all.
No,
it's
not a case of, hey, okay, you've been stabbed, let's just sew you up back together, get some blood in you.
I think that the scripts for these episodes must be pages long.
Oh yeah. And so much to learn for them.
Also, it's like with anything, the number of medical stuff they must have on. So, okay, we want to write this episode. How can we do it? And then they've literally got to go through everything that could potentially happen to dialogue it, and then it's pretty. I think that's what did make this one quite so unique. But it's because it had that realism, and you weren't just being patronised, saying, "Oh, pass me the scissors." It's like
exactly.
Oh, she's bleeding. It's like, okay.
Yeah. That's why I could never write ER fan fiction.
No. It's like, okay, it's not going to happen.
Only if it's
like medical jargon here.
Yeah.
That's what mine would be like. This happened, insert, yeah. No, she doesn't survive, reason here.
Yes, exactly. Benton, it's all go, it's constant. I mean, and
so what's happened with Carter?
I don't know. Something. I don't know. Was that Carter that she was cutting open? Must have been because she said get Benton. Oh, Lucy's flatlining, and he's looking at her like, give it up, but she won't. She won't give up. Nope. Come on, Elizabeth. She knows.
Do you know what? We know the outcome of it. We're still willing for
I know. Needs a laparotomy. That's what's wrong with them, whatever that is. There was no pressure. Well, there's plenty of pressure now.
Everyone else has left. They've just kind of listened to it. Everyone's just walked out the room.
That's what I was laughing at. I thought, just like, he's just, okay, where's everybody? Just going, we'll just leave them.
They're still like, yeah.
And now it's Romano that won't give up.
Yeah, no, he's showing his human side, which ironically in the episode before they said that he didn't really show until he was operating on his dog.
Yep. Well, but no, she's gone. Oh, it's heartbreaking. It really is.
It is. I mean, if you think how shocking this was, I mean, we're looking at it now, like years later.
Yeah.
But these are characters. I mean, she was in this series for like what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So these are characters we were really invested in. So it was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's like, oh, that's really sad, and like it does hit you full on, I think. And the ER did that really well. I mean, I think Grey's Anatomy does that a bit too much. It's like,
yes.
But the first couple of times they did that on Grey's Anatomy, it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And now it's just like you kind of half expect it.
You do expect it. Yeah. You're like,
it's like, okay, well, it's season finale. Who's going to die
Who's
this
going
season?
to die?
It's like
it's become, I don't mean Grey's Anatomy, I mean that kind of show in general. It's become a bit soapy in that way that you have to kill somebody off.
But I guess in a way though, you say it's become soapy, but when you get shows like Casualty and ER and Grey's Anatomy that goes on for 15, 18, 20 years,
it's like
you have such a turnover of characters that it does become like everyone becomes romantically involved with everybody else, because you have people come and go and leave.
Yeah.
People, it's like you said yesterday, like you have these people that are so in love with each other, you can't imagine one of them leaving, so you do kill them off.
Yeah.
Because or you come up with the reason why they can't be together, and it does turn into that soap opera kind of.
It does.
Scenario.
Any long running show like that will have to introduce these soapy type situations of a death or people who are happily in a relationship suddenly and for some stupid reason not. And
one of them has a relative that suddenly got a terminal illness and they have to move to the other side of the country to look after them and never come back. Well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? You kind of like, everyone likes ship stuff, but then you always throw curveballs to keep them apart. I mean, the worst one, obviously, we know is Moonlighting.
Yes.
But it's like, you kind of, what bugs me is if they do things to keep them apart that is completely out of character.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the fans often, well, we know this, and when we won't say that, but sometimes the fans know the shows better than the people that write them.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we
100%.
know this from a certain conversation we had with somebody a couple of years ago. It's like but
it's why I always say, if you're running longer than one season, get a fan involved. When you're creating the scripts for the second series, hire a fan to read them through, make them sign a non-disclosure act and all the stuff so they can't go and tell anybody. But they will know, oh, hang on a minute, you said such and such in season 1, and you said that she didn't have any siblings and now she's got 3, that kind of thing. Just to
even just like as a script editor or just as a continuity.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they're talking about Lucy. They don't know she's died.
Oh,
it's so sad. I was just reading there what it said about why she left, and it was they wrote her out because they said the character of Lucy was not working. But I thought she was good. I liked it. She was a bit.
Is that why they wrote her out? Is that what it said?
Yep. It wasn't her. It was they wrote her out.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah. So she also said, Kelly Martin also said, having family members face serious real life medical issues next to their interest in working on a medical show. Maybe it was a kind of a combination thing.
Yeah.
But it's such a shame. I know that happens when they've got an ensemble cast and you bring somebody new in, as you have to do in these shows. There is a chance that they'll decide, well, they've just not connected with the audience or whatever. But
you often get people that you just think actually they're not working, or they get a complete backlash thinking, well, oh my god. Yeah. It's, I mean, yeah.
But I didn't think she was that bad. I didn't think she was that hated. But as we said,
I guess it's difficult because I think that's around the time the internet kind of started to kind of gain a little bit more of a fan base online.
Yeah.
Because this would have been 2000, so I think that was starting to pick up. And also, we seeing it from here, we don't know what the reactions were in the States. They might have been,
exactly.
but everyone just loved Carter, so I think they just didn't want anyone like
anybody that argued with Carter. You were wrong.
He was, I don't actually see. Did he do something about some librarian? Something about
the librarian. Oh, my mum loves the librarian. It's a kind of the mummy-esque type, Indiana Jones kind of thing, but on a lower budget.
like King Solomon's Mines kind of.
Yes, exactly. That kind of thing. She's waking up. Oh no, I thought she was waking up with Mark's dad.
Hey, sisterly.
Push an amp of atropine.
When was the last epi?
4 minutes ago. Push another 7 milligrams now. Clear.
Okay, that's it. We've done everything we can.
Poor Corday, she tried her best so hard
Yeah,
to save
yes.
Lucy.
It is a shame. I suppose that's what happens with ships too, is if they decide it doesn't working out and they want to ship them with somebody else, then you have to kill off one of the potential suitors. So she was
I didn't
killed
say
off.
that, but I mean, like, Corday and Peter didn't work out,
No,
and they're
that's
still both
true.
in it, and they all moved on, and
Yeah.
it does kind of, I think if it's done in a realistic way, it can work, but I mean, it's like now you go like people on like say Grey's Anatomy, you had people worshipping like Amelia and Owen, and then Amelia and Link, and now Amelia with I've forgotten their name in this new season, and it's just you do change allegiance sometimes. I think it's just
when the opportunity for it moves on, then you know what I mean. When you know that they're not good, as long as the two characters are on the show together, I personally find it very hard to move on.
Yeah.
For instance,
because you kind of will just get
Andrea.
back together sometimes, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, exactly. You're like, they'll get back together. They'll get back together. I mean, I still was hoping for Mark and Susan. I really was. Then, you know, I liked Cordy, but obviously I just still had this thing in my heart for Mark and Susan. And I mean, you do get used to it though.
in Mark's like in a big sigh, somebody's just come in for like in an ambulance, just think it just doesn't end, does it? It's just like they said you could uncrossed by a conveyor belt, but it is a conveyor belt, isn't it? It's just there's no let up.
Yeah.
You were lucky, Carter. I know. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna test your motor strength. Lift your leg.
How's Lucy doing?
Come on, man. Lift.
That hurts.
Good.
Oh, my back is killing me.
Yeah, I know. Hematoma around the lumbar plexus. I'll give you some morphine. I want you up and walking in 12 hours, okay?
Lucy's dead, isn't she?
And now Romano and Weaver are sewing up Lucy's body. Oh, I can't remember. Did they have a cordial relationship, or were they fighty? Romano and Weaver.
They had their moments, but I think they
Yeah.
also had a mutual respect for each other.
Yes, because they were both very no nonsense kind of people. Oh, bye, Lucy.
Bye.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh,
no,
that
Sally. Oh, sorry. Ruined the moment.
Oh, that was. Oh, look, we get nice pictures of Lucy over the end of the episode. That's a bit throwing it in your face, isn't it? That was good. So yeah.
Oh.
That's that kind of a show. Obviously, as we said, there's Casualty and Chicago Hope, and now there's dozens of them, isn't there? There's
What's that? As I say, because you watched
Yeah.
ER special. Is that actually about ER? I don't think it's still Steven Spielberg. He was executive producer on it, wasn't it?
He
in the
was
first
indeed,
season?
yeah. That's why it was such a big thing. Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg.
You know, I've actually just noticed I've got a book over there. I think I've literally had it 20 years. It's behind the scenes of ER.
Oh, there you
And
go.
I think I bought that when it was still airing.
Yeah, there you are. So
Next to the making of the X-Files movie and the Red Dwarf Companion. I'm such a geek.
Just looking to see how many medical shows there are now. And there are, like, there's The Resident, there's Grey's Anatomy, there's...
Trauma.
Yep.
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam, Chicago Medical, is it?
Chicago Med, yeah.
Yeah, Chicago Med. There's loads of them. Because it's just.
But you can say that though, but you can say that about police dramas as well.
Yeah,
and
yes.
now you got like as well. You got with the fireman ones. You've got like Chicago Fire, and you've now got Station 19.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's very procedural, which is now I think why you've got like Sky Witness, because basically it's just all medical dramas, police dramas, and like I mean, because you've got like The Rookie, you've got all like the police one, like Chicago PD, and
I think though that obviously there is, as we were saying, there's always been medical shows on TV, but they were tended to be more of the soapy kind of thing. You know, they were the general hospital type thing.
Yeah.
And I think ER really changed the landscape of medical dramas and made it much more gritty. I don't think there was one before that really.
That's what I remember about this when it first came out. Everyone was just the style of it as well, and being so quick, and the camera angles, and it was like TV. I think around this time, TV kind of upped its game.
Yeah,
it wasn't so static. I mean, it's just like this whole set. It wasn't like cutting from one room then cutting to another one. They built this whole set, but you do see them rushing through like from one room to another, and it was very well done. I mean, it's even
makes
now
you feel like you're there.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the list of American medical dramas, and it to show you, like, obviously there was MASH and stuff, and St. Elsewhere was 1982, and after between St. Elsewhere and ER and Chicago Hope and ER started at the same season, so they started at the same time. But the only show I recognise is Doogie Howser MD. So you know,
Doogie Howser
and Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and Diagnosis Murder were all these kind of twee, you know, light dramas. So there was nothing for over 10 years on American TV that was a medical drama like ER. And so it really...
No, I'm sure they probably had ones that just crashed and burned. I mean, they probably had some that like they showed 5 or 6 episodes, nobody watched it, and then they pulled them.
Yeah. There's a lot like that. Something like Life Stories, 1990 to 1990. Human Factor, 1992 to 1992. Yeah. So there's quite a few of those.
One episode.
Exactly. So it's just you're right. Is that, you know, nothing caught light the way that ER did. ER and Chicago Hope. Obviously, Chicago Hope was David P. Kelly as well. So it was a similar kind of realism. But ER was the one, to me, is the one that I think would be the most influential that people would think of rather than Chicago Hope. But I don't know. So that's us talked about ER. And
classic. I mean, you even chose an episode without George Clooney. I mean, it's like us bad people.
No, I think, you know, obviously Carol and Doug, we talked about that, was the biggest ship for a lot. I was just going to say,
I can't remember a significant episode with George Clooney in it, but there was the one where he rescued a boy from a river in the storm.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. But I think these 2 episodes were more about the people, you know, the staff, and I think that's in these shows where you have a story of the week, or you know, normally it's like 3, isn't it? 3 patients, and we find out what their stories are and how it relates to the staff. But the staff is the key stories. They're the heart of it, and they're in relationship with each other, romantic or otherwise, or what carries the drama along. Otherwise, you would just watch anything to watch a medical story, you know. It's because you care about the characters, and it certainly has been it was a very multi-ship. It had several big ships, and they did it well. And Carol and Doug and Mark and Susan, Mark and Corday, and Lucy and Carter and Abby.
I know, it's just like it's like dominoes. You put one end together. And That's a really bad analogy. It could be completely misconstrued. It's like
You mean 6 degrees of separation is what you mean?
yes. Okay, we'll go with that.
There's a few degrees from everybody else. Yeah, because I really
next
time. And for F, we will be doing Frasier, we hope, and
yes,
the Niles and Daphne ship.
Yeah, our classic,
very
brilliant David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah, and I think we will also talk about it wasn't a ship, but I shipped it of Frasier and Ross.
Yeah, that's a really good dynamic between them characters.
Yeah, I think we'll have lots to talk about for that.
Yeah,
so we will see you with F. In the meantime, you want to give all of our ways to be contacted us, because you're better at it than I am.
Oh yeah, you can contact us on the Shipyard UST on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram. I have to say, Instagram we do get a lot of likes on our pictures on Instagram. They're very big Rookie fans and Chicago Fire fans over on Instagram.
Yes.
So but yeah, so you can do that, or our website, which again needs updating, but we will get around to it. But there's a lot of information there. There's lots of shows you can look at if you fancy something new to ship and get some ideas.
Exactly.
There's a few of our articles that we've written, mostly Dawn's written. I think I've written one.
And you can see all our past videos and uploads there, as well as on our YouTube channel there.
Oh yeah, that too, and all our previous ramblings when we've watched episodes of Miranda and Dempsey Makepeace and other stuff, and all our Christmas episodes that we watched.
Yes.
Yes.
So we should
listening.
Yes,
if you're still here.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to yourself? I'm joking.
Why? Thank you for joining us.
Thank
we'll
you.
See you soon.
We love you, really.
Bye. Bye.